In this video, we're going through the fires rules. So the brigade will be able to, or will on situations be able to be supported by higher headquarters. Higher headquarters can support you with air support, cyber effects, information effects, and on occasion ballistic missiles. The brigade as such and higher headquarters also will be able to utilize mortars, artillery, and rockets, and EW as well. We're going to go through these effects now. So air support, let's go out to the map and see how that works. So players can be supported by two types of airplanes: third generation airplanes like your F-16s, or fifth generation airplanes like your F-35s. Each sortie from the airplanes will deliver two precision guided munitions, which both have a +1 multiplier. The F-16s will deliver weapons 7 kilometers from the target from a pre-designated azimuth. So, in this case, the F-16 wants to hit this enemy battery out here. And let's just say that this marker here represents the F-16. So the player will designate from which angle will the plane come in, and then he will deliver his weapons 7 kilometers out, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in this range from the target. This is important because any air defense units in this area within range of this hex will be able to shoot at the airplane before he is able to drop his bombs. We will go more into that when we are talking air defense. If the air support is being conducted by F-35s, the weapons are being dropped 20 kilometers away, also in a pre-designated azimuth. The airplane coming in will automatically do an optical EW and radar sensor sweep of a 50 times 50 square kilometers area centered around the bombing target. And that means, going back to the ISR rules, that you have to roll a 4 and above to reveal any unit in that area when the plane comes in. So a 35 is a very powerful asset, but high headquarters need to make sure that he can fly without being shot down by enemy integrated air defense. Next one, cyber effects, enemy command and control. So when you're using a cyber effect on a given area, the units affected will typically be the forward command post, ops and planning centers of the enemy units. If you have to roll a 6 to disable any joint task force and core ISR and fires, and what it does, it cuts connection from the specific unit and up. So in this case, it's a battalion, so he will have all connections from this battalion to brigade, and higher headquarters will be cut, meaning that he will not be able to be supported by any ISR or fires unit from higher headquarters in the next round. When a successful cyber effect has been launched, the cyber marker will be placed on the FCP, indicating that anything under the command of this forward command post is effectively cut off from a higher headquarters. The next effect you can be supported from is your information. That's information operations that controls one of three things. Either you can affect command and control, you can affect troop morale, or civilian actions. Before employing the information effects, the player designates which of the three types of target do I want to affect. If you roll a 6 and you have decided to affect command and control, you will effectively destroy all enemy ISR and fires efforts for the next 2 rounds. Meaning that, saying that I want to try to affect his command and control, you roll a 6 and it is successful. You'll take your info effect, you'll put them on the headquarters of the affected headquarters, and that particular unit will not be able to use ISR means or fires for the next 2 rounds. Should you choose to affect troop morale, you will effectively, and you roll a 6, then all units with a 1 left marker on them, like this artillery battery, for example, with one left, will cause that remaining platoon in that company to leave, and therefore all units of that type will leave the battlefield. The third possibility is affecting civilians. Civilians will flee and then you will place civilian crowds on the MSRs, leading away from the fighting and going into the enemy rear area. So in this case, if blue uses a info effect on the civilian population of L Black, then the roads going out of L Black will be crowded with civilians, which means that red cannot use those roads anymore. The next effector is the ballistic missiles. Blue has ATACMS, or in the future Prism missiles, and red has Iskander-M strikes. Generally, you designate what a target to be hit. It could be headquarters, could be a fires unit, whatever. And you throw 3 dice with a +2 modifier for any target in that hex, which is the targeted area. So it's just a large artillery strike. Going on to artillery, mortars, and rockets. So basically, let's say that our reconnaissance platoon has spotted the AGS-17 platoon right here. He has disengaged, and now he wants to call in fire on the AGS-17 platoon right here. So we have 3 artillery batteries and a number of mortar platoons in the brigade. So the player wants to use this artillery battery to target this AGS-17 platoon. Since there are 3 platoons in a battery, he will use 3 dice, and he will roll the dice once. In this case, he rolls 6, 5, and 3. In this case, there's only one enemy, the platoon in the town. But he is in the town, and the town as such gives him a +1 modifier in protection. So he will roll 1 die because he's only a platoon. He rolls 4 and adds 1, and that's a 5. The highest number we rolled before was a 6, and therefore the enemy is killed and taken off the map. The highest die roll wins. If it's a tie and no one wins. Should he have rolled a 6, then he would have won and just stayed on the map, and we will have no effect for the artillery. So the artillery, as with any other unit, has 3 action points, which means that normally you will see that you will fire twice with the artillery battery and then move once, because as soon as you fire your guns once, you have to place the unit on the map so it can be seen by the opposing sides and target it if it's not moved. He can, if you want to, use the guns 3 times, but that will leave him to be targeted. Range is marked on the marker as well as a normal range. We'll have to be aware that rocket artillery, that's your BM-21s if you're Russian, or your MLRS, will give you a +1 modifier. It will also say here on the attack modifier on the marker. The last effect you can use is your EW. EW also will affect your command and control, and in this case you use it exactly in the same way as when you are doing a EW sweep. You put your EW cone on the map with a start point of the EW unit, and then going in this area. That's a 15-kilometer sweep area. And then you roll your die, and if you roll a 4 or greater, you will hinder all ISR and fires for 1 turn in the EW cone. So any fires units, in this case, we have several artillery batteries, and had the UAV platoon been in there also, he would not be able to launch. Also, there's a headquarters in here. He's not able to coordinate EW with the entire battalion then.